J-E-T-A-J-J-J-J.
Good job today, man. One at a time, and we'll get the job done. Y'all know what to say. On three. 1, 2, 3.
And the home of the Jets.
Good afternoon, everybody, on this soggy Sunday, the first NFL Sunday of the season. The New York Jets decided to play a game of football at MetLife Stadium. And Mr. Romeo, how are you today, man?
I don't know if you heard that. I was good for three quarters. I was good.
Unbelievable.
Then
It's
the fourth
unbelievable,
quarter, shot ourselves in the foot.
You know, it's so weird because the game, like the expectations for the game were low scoring, like 2014, 14-10, all this. And it was a very entertaining game to watch. Like, wow, offense looks pretty good. Justin Fields looks pretty good. Jets are playing pretty, they're being well coached. They're going back and forth. Defense is not as good, but I'm like, all right. They're winning 26-17. And the thing is, I'm sitting there, I'm like, don't buy into this. Do not suck yourself into this. Don't get yourself emotionally involved because you don't want to get hurt again. Because you know how this goes. I'm not saying same old Jets, but I'm like, you don't want to buy in. And then to me, it turned with the Quincy Williams late hit out of bounds. That was like, all right, well, there's 15 easy yards. It would have been a lot. It was like a big stop there. That's 15 yards. But the topper was the guy that fumbled who shouldn't be on the goddamn team. He fumbles, 14-point swing. But then it gets worse. We come back. We take the lead again. And it's just not good. And you lose to a 60-yard field goal, which is absurd. Like when he lined up to kick this, I'm like, there's no way he's making this. I'm like, he'll probably get 58, 57. I'm like, 60 is like a lot. But I'm like, all right, here we go. And I can't believe they lost it. And then their 1-minute drill coming back to even try to tie it up was horrendous. Fields had no chance. Offensive line was overwhelmed. Garrett Wilson gets smoked. I mean, there's a lot of promise, a lot of things to build on. But to me, the disappointment overrides all of that.
You nailed a lot of the things. You have to also mention Brandon Stephens.
Bro.
How did this guy get paid? Is that what we're expecting on the field? Is that what we're paying for?
Nope.
Because if it is,
Nope.
Get him off the field. He's a
And
liability.
And the one thing is, it's like Aaron Glenn, they praise Brandon Stephens, great corner. You don't know, like, he has some things to fix, we'll do it. But when you know that Sauce is going to go after DK Metcalf, you're gonna target Brandon Stephens. Prove that you're not the guy we think you are. Calvin Austin had what? 4 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown? Like, Stephens can't do, he's a walking penalty machine. But that's what he was with the Ravens. That he is as advertised. The Jets secondary as a whole was terrible, minus Sauce Gardner. Michael Carter got exposed. The safeties are just, I don't know what Cisco does. It's like he's running around in circles. Tony Adams, another guy that I didn't want in this team, looked terrible. He set the tone with the first, like the secondary got truly exposed, which is sad because the defensive front was sound, man. Will McDonald had 2 sacks. Quinnen was disruptive. Jermaine Johnson looked great. Sherwood and Quincy are flying around. Like the front seven, whatever they aligned, it was fine. The secondary was a complete mess, dude. Minus Sauce. Sauce played well, but it's just, man.
And against a Hall of Fame quarterback, that guy, Aaron Rodgers, he is going to find that bum on the field. And he's going to target him every single time.
Bro.
It's just easy for him. And the play where Aaron Rodgers threw it deep and Stephens actually made a play where he got away with a penalty.
He could have played on that one too. Yep. No, you're right.
Of course, you're going to target him every time.
Bro, it's brutal. And it's like, again, there's a lot of really good things too. It's like, I mean, I'm annoyed. Yes. I'm pissed off. If anybody watches my video, I probably didn't make any sense because I'm like, I honestly taught, like, this is going to be remarkable, Romeo. I honestly taught my neighbors new curse words. I just like, because you're like, I can't believe this. Like blown coverages, like going into the game, the offense was the biggest concern. The defense was a complete liability after in the secondary. They were awful.
And you said a lot of good things, like the defensive line. Like they brought it for the most part.
Sure did. Quinnen looked old school. Quinnen. He looked like his all-pro form. I mean, he looked great. Jermaine Johnson looks explosive as ever. Will McDonald, it looked like he's just building off last year. You have all of that, but then it's just like, how does this fall apart? But then just to go on the offense real quick, Justin Fields looked awesome, dude. Like for those people that saying, I think even JJ Watt said on the broadcast, he goes, for those of you that want to say Justin Fields can't throw, today's not your day. He was throwing dimes, dude. He made some throws. I'm like, all right, didn't think you can do that. His mobility looked awesome. The run pass option, made a couple mistakes. But the other thing we got to keep in mind too is that this is their first game. It's their first game in this offense, so we can't expect perfection in their first game of offense. But he did some really good things, man. Him and Garrett had the connection. Ruckert caught some passes, which is a miracle. It's just the offense was, and then Brees looked like old school Brees. That was a guy's rookie year, explosive, almost to the point you wanted to see more of him. Like get him back in the game. Like don't go away from your game plan. It's crazy.
It's the three-headed dragon of the Jets: Fields, Hall, Wilson. They all brought it today. I was stunned, especially by Fields. Especially Brees is looking like his old self. I couldn't believe it. This guy, he's probably got to be like, pay me now. I'm back. I'm ready to go. And Ruckert, what? This guy.
He looked good. 2 big catches. Yep.
Tight end one.
Mason Taylor had 1 catch, but I mean, you're walking away from it like you feel. I mean, only 1 game. You can't overreact over 1 game, but we're going to because it is 1 game. His Fields look really good, dude. Like Tanner Engstrand's play calling, minus the 2-point conversion, the short yardage stuff. But this is also they got to figure out what they're good at and not good at, and it's only 1 game, so you're going to try to. You're doing it in real time. But some of the short yardage stuff I didn't like. 2-point conversion was a complete disaster, and I think they're trying to hand the ball out of shotgun. I'm like, just get behind center, hand it off to Braylon Allen, but
100%. Listen, this coordinator might be my guy. That was impressive.
He was impressive.
He was good. He was good. But like you did call out the little situations there where it wasn't good.
Nope.
But were you in favor? Are you fine with the 2-point early?
100%. Yep. Absolutely. I like that Aaron Glenn was decisive. He's aggressive. And that's the way he should be. He didn't waste no time. He's like, look, the ball's on the 1-yard line. We should score. And we got to give credit to the offensive line because without AVT, we all panicked. Myers was fine. Tippmann was fine. The Jets ran to the left side. Smart because you got Simpson. Olu played fine. Like they pushed the Steelers around for a good part in there. So
that's
and Engstrand and that's
over there.
Right. But you got to give credit to Steve Hyden too because first time offensive line coach, like he's a tight end guy. Dude, offensive line wasn't the issue. They did their thing.
No, 100% agree with you. And I like what Glenn said in the presser where he was like, if you're gonna do dumb shit, you're not gonna play.
Has to be said, dude.
Now he has to back it up. Like, are we still going to see Gibson out there? Are we still going to see Quincy Williams, man? Listen, man, you had 2 Jets in front of you. You had a whole wall. There was no reason to hit that guy so late. No reason. That was a really bad play.
Yeah. No, I mean, but the thing is, Quincy Williams did this last year too. This isn't the first time thing Quincy with these late hits. This is something and you love his passion, you love his energy. But to me, the biggest mistake is Gibson. And I'm with everybody else. And to be fair, I mean, whoever watches my videos all summer long, we're like, Pritchett, anybody but Gibson. I didn't want him on this team. You just didn't want to. But then Nwangu, whatever his name is, gets hurt, which adds fuel to the fire. Then they had to bring Aaron Smith to return kicks, which isn't ideal either. But overall, a lot of good. But I'm like Aaron Glenn, man. Moral victories don't mean anything. This would have been the perfect statement victory for the New York Jets against their own guy in Aaron Rodgers. Now Aaron Rodgers offering quotes, I'm glad I beat everybody in the New York Jets organization. He's talking his shit. And it's like, man, but it's like you could have been avoided. Like, this is a very winnable game. Like, they deserve to win it, and they self-destructed, and it's annoying.
Yeah, I had low expectations going into this game, but after those first 3 quarters, now my expectations change.
Yep.
Now, win this thing.
Yep.
You're in position to win, close it out.
100%.
And then the shoe dropped.
Brutal. It's not easy, dude. This is
they
one
had the crowd rocket for a second there. It was
yeah.
like the terrible towels were down and all the Jets flags were waving.
Yep.
Fireman Ed getting everybody hyped. It was like, wow.
Yep. No,
but I was like you. I was like, okay, hold on. We gotta close this thing out. Like there's still
fourth
time
quarter
to mess this up.
That's
instantly.
But you know what? I kept thinking though too. It's like you've got to teach this team to learn how to win. They have to learn how to win. They learned how to not lose. They learned how to lose. But this young team for the last decade, the last 3 years, hasn't learned how to win football games yet. And you have to get over that hump. And today's example of a game you have to get past. And I understand some people are like, I can't get mad about this. I'm mad about this because you're playing the Buffalo Bills next week. So I'm mad about the potential of now going 0-2, where 1-1 is a lot easier to try to deal with life with football. You know what I mean? It's a tough spot, and it's a statement game for Aaron Glenn to be like, listen, my program will work. Trust me, we know what we're doing. You showed a lot good, but that ending just it's like that losing aspect of the team came back to bite you.
Exactly. Like there's definitely a lot of good to be excited about. Like the offense, it's just like, wow, where did this come from? I was not
100%.
expecting that, especially with this offseason, not how ugly they looked, especially in the practices. But like when you have an opportunity there in front of you to win a game, especially with the schedule that's coming up, you gotta take that. You gotta
take advantage of these.
And listen, credit to Boswell. Like you said, you couldn't believe it. I could believe that guy is so good. Oh my God, he's so good. That kick would have been good from 65 to 70.
Yep.
He's so good.
You give him credit. I mean, the Jets game opportunity, they took advantage of them, and you just walk away like, I hate having that what if. If you lose like 34-3, wow, we suck. You lose a game like this heartbreaking fashion where you're like all these little things, but it's also one game with the first game of Aaron Glenn's regime. I like the way he approached the game. The team was prepared. You didn't come off saying they're not unprepared. They're being out coached. You didn't feel anything like that. It's just little mistakes that help you lose the game, right? Like you don't think they were. I mean, they came out focused, prepared, intense. I like the John Simpson when he got in a fight with Jalen Ramsey. I completely agree with that. I thought it was actually a late hit on Justin Fields, if we're being honest. But how many times in the past did we see any quarterback laying his ass and all the offensive liner come walk up there? Come on, dude. Dude, the entire offensive line came for Justin Fields. It wasn't just Simpson. Everybody came. But that means they bought into him as a leader and as their quarterback. That's a good sign.
Another instance, there was a special teams play where the Steelers guy made a penalty. And then I guess Isaiah Oliver came up to a Steeler and shoved him back, right?
Yep.
And I saw Glenn sprint to Oliver.
Yep.
Get in his face like, what are you doing? We can't afford to mess that up. It's like, that was cool.
Yeah.
Nope. I hope he's talking. I know he's talking to Xavier Gipson. I know he's talking to Brandon Stevens behind the scenes somewhere.
But what's been the rap on Gibson? What's been the rap on Gibson since he's been here? Exactly what he did today. For every little good he does, he gives it right back in the worst time to do it.
I guess we were expecting a replay of that Buffalo Bills return when we kept them in there, after the fumbles.
Brutal, dude.
Go out there and make up for it.
Brutal, absolutely brutal, man. This is just, again, I'm so happy to see what Justin Fields is bringing to the table. He's going to probably silence a lot of critics for a week the way he played today. His running looks great. He threw some passes, man. He threw some rockets. So I'm like, all right, there's things we can grow with here. He looked confident. He looked poised, extremely mobile in the pocket. Sensed the pressure. He moved. That's good. I think he had one pass where he threw it up, could have been picked. But other than that,
the only negative, and it's, that last drive
was terrible.
I think he could have ran for that first down. Now, obviously, the clock would have been running. He would have killed time still. Who knows what happens after, but Justin Fields, he exceeded all expectations for him today. Yeah. That was a really good game by him. Really
he did. Well, before I let you go, bro, first of all, you streamed today with Kevin, so thank you for doing that. Give all your information on that. You're like well, first of all, you're like a betting guru. Like my timeline is full of all your betting stuff.
Romeo Damas, all social media. Then you can catch me on True Heel Heat. YouTube, called Talking Wrestling. TRU, Heel Heat.
You're like a man of the people. And you don't sleep, dude, because every time I'm on my timeline, you're tweeting out stuff. Like, when do you sleep?
No, I'm a night owl. But I was up early today, man. I was excited. I was up early today.
Brutal, dude. Well, dude, thank you again for joining in. I appreciate you coming on first thing. And we'll talk next week, man.
Later,
dude. What's up, Zach? How you doing, man?
What's up, Tyson? How you been?
Bro, I'm frustrated today, dude.
Same. Offense gave us hope. That's all you could do. But when your offense puts up 32 points, you got to win the game. That's my main thing. It was AG's first game as a head coach. I get that. But defensive-minded head coach, you gotta figure out ways to win. And
is it defensive-minded head coach? His defense had to be better. Brandon Stevens was terrible. The secondary was terrible, minus Sauce.
Yeah, and he's going at Isaiah Oliver for making the shove. But when do you start going at somebody during the game hey, this is what they're doing to you. You got to fucking fix that, or else we're gonna put somebody else in. Because that's the thing. Especially with Tony Adams, it's
terrible.
How far away are AZ Thomas and Malachi Moore from being ready to play? Because
I agree.
like how bad can it be the drop off from Stevens down? Like that's the only thing I was worried about. Like granted, it's only one game.
Yep.
But it was a very bad game.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like he talks about you're learning what you have and making adjustments. Okay, let's see what your adjustment is against Buffalo because Brandon Stevens, I understand he's a high price free agent, is a complete liability out there. He was awful, dude. He got lucky at the end of the game. He got that call because I thought it was pass interference at the end too.
It could have been, and that's the thing. Like that's the only play you make, and it's a borderline pass interference. It's like, but here's the thing: it's not a surprise because Ravens fans have been telling us all offseason this is the guy's MO.
Yep.
And there's no contingency plan in case like stuff like this happens because, granted, people can have like bad drives here and there, but it was just consistently just a bad game the whole game. Yeah. Like other than like, yeah, he could have had the pick and he had the one play at the end, but it's like you can't like when the game's on the line, you got to get those. That's
the other thing too. It's like like Aaron Rodgers is smart. He goes at the Sauce Gardner maybe once or twice. The ball's going to go everywhere else. So he picked on Carter. He picked on Stevens. They found something in Stevens or the safeties because Tony Adams. And like I want to like Cisco. He looked lost out there. I don't know what the hell he's doing. A lot of times he set the one pick on Sauce. Sauce was screaming at him like, "What are you doing here?" Yeah. Tony Adams is running around circles and taking terrible angles like he did last year. So now, okay, Aaron Glenn. Now you've seen your team in live action in your defense. What adjustments do you make? Or is your leash shorter? And if it means benching Stevens, I genuinely don't care. I'd rather if I want to see a guy struggle, let it be AZ Thomas.
Exactly.
Right? Let the rookie learn.
Like that's the thing. Like I was saying, how much worse could it be at that point? Dude was falling all over the field. Like he was covering the MetLife turf monster the whole game. He wasn't covering receiver. It's just it was a close game, so I understand why you don't go to the rookies if you don't think they're ready yet. Because it's like, what if? But hindsight's 2020. I would have at least, thrown him in a few plays to see how he would have done. Especially because like he has high upside too, like AZ Thomas, especially in man coverage. And if it was going to be like a man coverage type of game, it's like you gotta let him get some reps in there.
Yep. Now, what'd you think about Justin Fields, dude? Because to be honest with you, I'm a supporter of Fields. I like the idea of giving him a chance. I was really impressed, dude. Really, really impressed.
Oh, I was very impressed. I mean, you can't not be impressed with that because that was one of the better performances we've had in recent memory from a Jets quarterback.
It's true.
Like, I think this the best offensive performance this team has had since the Mike White game.
They scored like four drives in a row, wasn't it?
Exactly. Like, other than the last drive of the first half, they scored on all their drives. Yep. Like, you can't blame this game on the offense whatsoever. I mean, yes, you could have had they could have done things better, especially in the late game. The only thing I'd really get on them about is not hustling during the
they look like lackadaisical. Yep.
Yeah, like you could have gotten another playoff in that. So, but
I mean, overall, for the first game for the offense and the first game for the staff, I think the offense, Engstrand's play calling, Brees looked awesome. You probably want another receiver if you can get one, but I mean, the offense you feel confident or comfortable with at least. Defense, man.
Yeah, no, at least with the offense, you got enough around. Like they have enough pieces around. Like to be honest, the only area they're lacking is really receiver, and that's Ruckert had a surprisingly decent game when he was targeted. That was at least a good thing to see. I'd like to see Mason Taylor get involved a little bit more, but first game being a rookie.
Yeah.
Brees had a great game and Garrett had a great game. I mean, when they're just leaving those guys able to do what they got to do, you got to just keep feeding them. And
they were being creative too. Like they had Braylon and Brees in the backfield at the same time. They were like Engstrand. It wasn't like there was no vanilla approach. I think I will be honest. The first drive they got ultra conservative where they marched right down the field. Then on 3rd and 11, they ran the ball. I'm like, oh, bro, don't be this. No. Bring back the Frank Gore offense. But that was like getting used to the field, and then they opened it back up. So Engstrand he did a lot of really good things, man.
He did. And a lot of the frustration from this game comes with the fact that I don't think anybody thought the Jets offense was going to look as good as it did today. Not at all, especially against that defense. So it makes us all more pissed off that the defense didn't hold up their end of the bargain because it was definitely a winnable game. Buffalo, I think, will be the real test for the offense because I give Justin Fields a lot of credit. Granted, he did go up against that defense all last season in practice. So I want to see him go against this defense. I want to see it be consistent 2-3 games in a row because that's the main thing. As long as Justin Fields is showing that he can play, you don't have to worry about the quarterback position. And that's been one of those things we've had to worry about even with Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers, like with the offense we had, wasn't playing up to par all the time as much as he did today. Obviously, like today.
Well, the other thing too we got to keep in mind is the Jets also had the element of surprise today, where the Steelers had no idea what to expect out of a Tanner Engstrand offense. Now there is a full game of tape on them. It's okay. Now the Buffalo Bills can look at it and be like, all right, they like to do this, like to do that. But with Myers and Tippmann in there, AVT out, a lot of encouraging things. Olu, I thought, played fairly well. Membu struggled, but that's TJ Watt. Like that's gonna happen. Like no, it's trial by fire with him. But when you have like what 394 total yards, you can't get mad, right? It's a great day.
It's literally just one of those things. It's just Gibson and Stevens and like all these stupid penalties. That's what killed us, and that's been the Jets' MO for the past 2 seasons. It's just the stupid penalties and dumb situations and the stupid turnovers.
That Quincy Williams penalty, dude. I'm telling you, my neighbors had to be like, "What did he just say?" I was so furious because we saw it before, and it was a huge part of the game where the crowd was into it. You scored, get off the field again, score more points. The game is over. Yeah. And I was like, here they go. And you knew it. The minute you happened, you knew it. Like, that's going to be a turning point. 15 yards and away they went.
Yeah. So I hope that, Glenn actually means what he says, that he's going to make adjustments. I was watching the stream when they were watching the presser, and, it was going back to the same old Salah-isms there. It got me a little worried, but.
Got to watch the tape.
Give him credit. I mean, the kick was great.
That was good from 7.
That was a phenomenal kick. I mean, I wasn't surprised. Boswell's a great kicker, but overall, it's like you got to see how Stevens bounces back next week, because if he has another terrible game, like you got to play AZ Thomas. I'm sorry, let the rookie get the snaps.
100%.
If you need to make a trade for a corner, make a trade for a corner, because that was just so many things. Seeing like Chuck Clark make plays, seeing Brandon Eccles make plays, it's like what are we doing? We replace these guys with guys that can't play.
And that's the whole thing. And that was their marquee free agent signing, where they were so proud of it. Like, oh, and everybody's like, wow, that's a lot of money for the guy. And then you look at the scouting report from Buffalo and what he brought to the table today. And this is coming. He had a great training camp. He had a great preseason. Like, you saw a lot of good things. And it's just like, and he's going to get targeted. Would you rather target him or Sauce? It's a no-brainer, dude. You keep trying it, especially when you see him struggling. He couldn't cover anybody.
No.
So, brutal.
We got to see what next week happens. We'll see how we play against Buffalo. I mean, granted, my expectations for the offense now go up a little bit, but you also got to it was only one game. Yep. So, a lot of people are excited, but at the same time, it's like, let's see how we
build on it.
Oh, we got to build on it.
Yes, sir. Well, Zach, thanks for calling, man. I appreciate it.
Good seeing you, Tyson.
Good night, man. What's up, my friend?
Sucks big time, but
brutal, dude.
It's brutal. Let's get the bad out of the way. When you lose 2 out of the 3 phases of the game, special teams and defense, you're going to lose the game.
Yep.
Okay. First of all, he's the veteran, and you're running on the left side while you're holding ball on the right side.
Yep.
Right. Even if you get hit, at least you have a better chance of that ball going out of bounds. But no. Defensively, the secondary was lost. There's so much miscommunication. It's unbelievable.
True.
Now, the question is, hopefully when they look at the film, who's causing the disruption? Who's not following what the play is?
Dude, Tony Adams and Cisco look lost.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, is it because he's compensating for the other guy? I don't know. I'm just speculating. They just look totally lost except for Sauce, right? And he's got to fix it. And I'm glad he said to in the press conference, we're not going to lose the game because of you. You're going to be out. You're not.
He's got to prove it. He talked about that in training camp. Yeah. He talked about, I think he only had 7 penalties today, which is fine. I mean, a couple of them were terrible, but it's only 7. But at the worst possible times. Yeah. But it's cool talking about it. This is what Gibson is, dude. This is no secret. We've known this. We've talked about this. I don't care that he didn't drop a punt 40 fucking times in practice. I don't care about practice. Yeah, I care about game time. And this is what happens. So now he talked it. Now he's got to walk it. So now Gibson should be on a short leash. Like, if it keeps happening, especially Stevens, dude.
He should just be punt return. If that's it, he shouldn't even be kickoff return.
It's terrible. And
Richard should be in there.
Yeah, I mean, Nwangu, or however you say his name, gets hurt is unfortunate, but they kept Gibson there anyway for a reason, to do this.
Yeah, and he didn't do it. Yeah, and then listen, he brought in Arian Smith in, pretty much told him that's it. at that point. So let's see who they bring in and who gets more plays in practice this week as far as special teams, and we'll see what happens there.
What'd you think about the offense? Because I was really impressed by Engstrand for the good portion of the game.
A couple of things I noticed on the sideline. Engstrand was pissed on a lot of plays.
I love that.
And he kept doing this. Run it, basically. You know? So I'm hoping he fixes that. Fields impressed me, besides the throwing, that collapsed pockets, he was able to get out and make plays. And we haven't had that. We never had that. That way. And he made plays. And let me tell you, he threw some darts in the center. The one he hit, not Tyler Johnson, but
Josh Reynolds. Yep.
Between 3 defenders. That was a great play. And he was throwing it. Listen, he was smart. He played it well.
He looked very composed. He
took him you know.
No, he looked composed. He looked. I like in the pocket when things broke down. He maneuvered really well. He was always looking downfield. Like he looked to run, but he was trying to get the ball downfield, which is good. He threw one pass that was kind of iffy, but that's going to happen to any quarterback.
Listen, I'll take it. 212 yards passing.
Yep, and 2 touchdowns rushing.
The left side was strong. That's where they were running quite a bit. The left side.
Yep.
And it was hard to run on the right side. You got the rookie, and you also have a Tippmann is replaced. So, but the offensive line looked like they've been playing for years together. Yep. Which is
they also said, like, even J.J. Watt said, he goes, if you ran to the right against the Steelers, you average like 1.8 yards. If you ran opposite T.J. Watt, you average like 5.8. It was like a draft. So the Jets weren't stupid, like run away from the all-pro guy.
And I love the 2-point conversion. Was a touchdown when they faked the handoff and Fields ran around.
Yeah, nice touchdown.
Caught them totally off guard. Brees hit the holes.
Yep.
Yeah, from what I see, he averaged 5.6 yards a carry.
He looked like old Brees, though. It wasn't like. Remember last year when they came in and Braylon always looked faster than Brees. Brees looked like his speed was back, his explosiveness was back. He was dragging defenders, which was different. So that's all good stuff.
Probably didn't trust the offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was
hurt.
Like
good. I mean, Allen only had 9 yards for the whole game. He had 6 touches from what I'm reading.
Yep.
But Brees, he pretty much they were moving the ball without an issue, and that's a strong defensive line. But they were moving the ball quite well. Made the passes, they controlled the clock for most of the time.
Dude, time of possession was 35-25.
And that's what kills you.
You score all these points. You had the ball for 35 minutes and you still lose.
And 120 yards more in total yards.
It's unbelievable, man.
That's what that fumble changed the whole momentum. If he didn't fumble that ball, we would have ran down. We would have took more time, but we still been up the touchdown.
Well, I agree with the fumble, but I was also disappointed when they had the lead and they had to try to hold on to it. I was disappointed there when they were on offense too, where I think it was like run. It was a short pass, and 2 running plays. Like they didn't really go for the kill there. They were kind of like conservative there because Pittsburgh was going after them. They like the last two drives on offense. The Steelers came completely after them, and the offensive line kind of melted a little bit. They kind of went into a little bit of a shell there.
And what's crazy is you had that previous drive where the front four just totally dismantled the offensive line and got to it was 3 and out, and it wasn't even close. And then the second one, it's just like you said, they're gonna learn from it, and hopefully this coaching staff, fixes it.
Yeah,
you gotta be positive going in next week. You might lose, but chances are. But if they played hard,
they seem prepared. And I got this question already. I've been getting texts like crazy. They're like same old Jets. No. I think this isn't the same old Jets. First, it's too early for that. And we saw a lot of this quarterback that we haven't seen out of a lot of quarterbacks, in the recent. Offense looked good. They looked prepared. They played physical. This is their first game of the season.
We had the lead going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Well, they blew the lead.
Yeah, but I mean, they didn't score. They didn't. Pittsburgh didn't score in the entire third quarter.
Yeah, they had 7 penalties. I mean, you can look at the penalty. It's the penalties that when they happen were just awful. It was the worst timing of them. So
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, Fields, Quinnen looked good. Jermaine Johnson looked a little bit better than I thought he was going to be. Yeah. Will McDonald, like you could see the vision here where you have Jermaine on one side, Will McDonald, and Quinnen Williams up the middle with Harrison Phillips. But I'll say one thing though. The one thing that did piss me off, I think it was the one drive where the Steelers got down to the 10-yard line. Quinnen wasn't in the entire series. And
I don't
JJ
understand what happened. I saw him quite a bit on the sideline.
And JJ Watt even said something. He's like, "Oh, Quinnen's not in the game." They marched all the way down the field. I think it was the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth, and then they brought Quinnen in to start the fourth. I'm like, dude, you just gave up. Like, this is like you got to have a feel for the game, and momentum there's on a Jet side. Don't give it away. And
Yeah,
they
maybe I
kind
don't know what the deal on that is. I'm sure someone's going to bring that up during the week.
Yep. Yeah, but that's where you want him in the game. That was something
Yeah,
solid.
exactly.
Solid would do that shit.
The Biggs is it Biggs or Briggs?
Yep.
He looked good. The guy from Minnesota looked very good.
Phillips.
53 yards rushing. That's all they gave up.
No, they look physical. They look stout. Is all in the secondary. The Jets look lost. Minus Sauce.
Yeah. They're
Crazy.
just totally confused of what's going on.
I'm so surprised because with Wilkes and Glenn, I thought this would all be tightened up. And the other thing too is you look at it where it's like the safety position was something that we always talked to Ian about. Because I'm like all these free agents that were out there, you had Pro Bowlers, former All Pros, all these guys out there, and the Jets went the route of we're going to bank on Cisco, who guy's coming off an off season, and Tony Adams is a guy that most people thought wouldn't even be here this year. And I understand they have Malachi Moore, they're trying to groom him, but that's in terms of free agency. Your early review of Muji be like, bro, these couple Stevens is not good. Cisco's like they have a lot to prove over the next 16 games. And
they talked about, and even the writers have talked about how good Stevens looked in practice.
He did.
Evidently, it's only practice. Practice don't mean much, as you can tell, because we didn't even think the offense was going to be as efficient as it was today. Shit. So
brutal, dude.
It is what it is.
What
are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, now it's disappointing because now you have the sting of this loss, and what you do is you're looking at a very good Buffalo Bills team that's playing the Ravens tonight, coming in, and you don't want to stare at 0-2 because as Jet fans, you're 0-2, you're on the brink of 0-3, and that's problems. That's where your season starts spiraling out of control, and you don't want to be irrelevant come October. So
who do we play the third game?
Buccaneers. They're a good team too, man. It's a real, but that's why this game was so important for me. If you win this one, you're like, oh, we have some wiggle room here. I'm not saying for playoffs. I'm just saying it's just.
No, you want to start accumulating some wins.
Yep.
You start playing much better. But let's see how resilient these guys are next week.
I'll give them this though. When they went down, when they endured that 14-point swing, they came right down the field and scored again though. So it wasn't like they quit. So a lot of things like that leadership, the buy-in. I think Aaron Glenn has all of that. It's just these dumb.
They didn't go away from the run either, like last year and the previous years. They stuck with it and it paid off.
Yep. Well, good talking to you, man. I like your shirt, man. It's a nice shirt.
Yes, this is.
That's right.
It's okay to not be okay. Support,
especially on days like today. Thanks for calling, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. Let's see next week. Let's hope for the best.
Be good, guys. Talk to you later, man. What's up, Javid? How you doing, man?
Hey, Tyson. How we doing?
I'm frustrated, man.
I feel so deflated.
Yep.
It's all the positives, all the good things that were stacking, and just like the way it ended. I'm trying to just keep my perspective. I was fuming at the end, but
me too.
I think now I've cooled off a bit. I think there's there's a lot of plays in there where we that you could point to that potentially cost us. Like, you have the 2-point conversion where in the future on calls like that, I'd prefer you just. I think we should just. I mean, I see we're not doing a tush push, but we could just field sneak. Like statistically, I remember the stat someone said when we got Fields at the beginning that the only QB better than like Fields at sneaks in the last however many years was Hurts.
Yeah, so, being in the shotgun makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I would just on that you have the ball on the 1. Your line has been dominating theirs. Just go right up there.
Yep.
And you just tush push twice. I mean not twice, but it's the second conversion. But there's 2-point conversion, but just tush push. There was 3rd and 1s where I thought about I would just sneak twice, honestly.
Yep.
Did you want to do a thing? Because normally you say I talk too much. I was gonna.
No, you're good. No, I'm with you. We'll just stay with the offense though. I thought some of those were, and like the RPOs, they're still trying to learn their way here. It's the first day of playing this offense for 4 quarters. Everybody playing on the field against none of the defense. So it's like there's things they have to work out. I think a lot of times Fields could have kept the ball instead of handing it off. Like there's nuances they're going to figure out. But for the most part, I thought Fields was impressive, man. I thought he played a lot better than I expected against a very good Steelers defense, know they had some injuries in the secondary, but he threw some darts. He looked composed. He took some big hits. He running the ball. He looked great. When the pocket collapsed, he wasn't frantic. He was calculated, and he was always looking downfield too. It wasn't like he would. A lot of times the guys run there, they're just trying to. He was looking downfield the whole time, which was to me was really encouraging.
Yeah, I think I would have a few things I want to see some more. I didn't really see us throw Smith out there for just some deep play action routes. I think there was one play action play he was out there for, but he ran like an in route, and we threw it to Garrett on the same route. I think we had on that one we had a 83 Reynolds running the deeper concept. Yep. So I'd like to see us just have that option there just in case.
Yep.
On the O line, I think Membu did well as well as you expect. The TJ's his best play was trucking Fields without the ball. He absolutely lit him up, but he didn't have the ball, so it's fine. He made the right read on Fields. I think Fields played great.
Yep.
The one thing which is like I'm not mad about it. It's just it was the last possession after we got the stop and we had the lead and we had it back. That read option,
yes,
he pulls it. He should have handed off to Brees. If Brees gets it, that's a first down.
Yep.
And then we bleed it all the way down to 2-minute warning. Like JJ was saying, just off of having the thing, you having another set of 3 downs, you're bleeding it down to the 2-minute warning. So I mean that would have been better, but I can't honestly look at this game.
But to stay on the offense, so their last series with 1 minute left, I didn't like it all either. Dude. It looked like they were kind of rattled, dazed, and confused, and the Steelers were overwhelming them. That kind of bothered me a little bit.
Yeah, I think we just were hoping we didn't get into a situation where we needed to go 5 out and throw the ball.
Yep. And
we kind of looked like it. I think we I'm not going to nitpick that series too much. I think in the future we should, in that situation, we should just be ending the game the drive before. Like I was hoping that I watched the last drive and I was saying this should be the last possession, or you end with points and put it away.
And the thing is, like, Aaron Glenn likes to be aggressive. I would have rather the series before the last one. I would have been a little more aggressive and get that first down. Like that's like you said, and you get that first down down to the 2-minute warning, and you start milking it. So many things change, but keep the pedal on the gas here. And this is all learning experience too, man. It's like they're all trying to figure it out. First game. I'm not making excuses for them, but it's like I was sitting the whole time like, go for it. Like just keep pushing because you want to put Aaron Rodgers away. I think Boswell's gonna hit a 60-yard field goal, but.
Either. I was thinking MetLife has the wonky wins, shit should be going crazy. Yep. I was hoping, but I guess not. Funny thing before we talk about the defense is, people, I think hearing from like Lions people and looking into what they were saying about like how it was when they first got there, Glennon, Campbell, and Johnson. It was the first year. They lost a ton of games, one-score games, close like games. They lost 7 one-score games, something like that. They also started like 0-8. I hope we don't do that. They had 7 one-score losses and then like a tie. And the next year they did the same, and then the year later, then they just went on their runs. And Glenn had said something along that line where I remember there was a video I've seen of him talking to the Lions locker room where he's saying, these being in these close games is going to teach us, we're going to learn how not to lose and how to convert these games into wins and to move forward. And Glenn was saying stuff like that. So,
but that's true though. But think about,
didn't get blown out.
But think about that. That's the one thing that we talked about over the last couple of years. The Jets have learned how to lose. They've justified losing. They accepted losing. They don't know how to win. And that's something that we hope Aaron Rodgers would teach them. He didn't. And now this culture change, part of that change is finding ways to win games like this, being a difference maker, not the problem maker. And that's what this young team has to figure out. And today Gibson was part of the problem, and so was Quincy Williams' penalty and the Brandon Stevens, all these things. But you've got to find a way to change that mindset and be a contributor. And sometimes it takes a while, but you're right. That's the Lions, though. When you have teams like this, you've got to go through these painful ones to hate the stench of losing and to make adjustments and just get better at things. So
I would say my most – sorry.
So just on offense – I thought Brees looked amazing, dude. Like, I've been hard on Brees from like, you know what, trade deadline, he can go. He's in a contract year, but he looked explosive. He looked like his old self finally, which is nice to see.
I was thinking, keep it up like this. We're paying Brees.
100. I completely agree.
I agree. I'm fine with that.
Yep.
If he's going to play like this, on my thing, I say is disappointing. I think there's someone in the chat keeps asking, the position groups and what's costing us. It's the defense. I was very disappointed in the defense. I'm going to sound like the hater here. You know, I'm not gonna say Rodgers played poorly. I just don't think I saw anything outstanding.
No,
I
blown
saw
coverages, dude.
it was
Blown coverages.
literally the Steelers came out and played if you watched a Jets game last year, you saw the exact thing the Steelers did all game.
Yep.
And you know, last year when we played against defenses that let us do what we wanted, like Miami and Jacksonville and whoever, we put up numbers. And when we played against good teams, we got shut down. And I expect, like I was watching this game, and you know, people were talking about Rodgers was amazing, and I'm like, the Ravens are killing this. And I outside of what he had one pass to Austin, and maybe one to like a tight end or something.
The one pass to I think was.
I'm saying I just meant like they didn't have. I think they maybe had like 2 completions more than 10 yards downfield, and
that were challenged.
Yeah, and the two like contested throws downfield. You know, it was a lot of short plays. Sauce was amazing. The D line was good. Yeah. Everyone else, I'm a little iffy on, because what DK basically did nothing on Sauce. His one catch on Sauce was that slant that Sauce broke up the pass. It bounces off Jonnu. It lands on DK's stomach, which was honestly so Jets.
That's so Jets. That's same old Jets look.
It was so Jets for that to be a completion.
Yeah, but the thing is, like,
no, Romeo, it's not even about smart enough. That was their game plan. It's not about he was smart enough to realize their plan was to not throw the ball downfield. And we came into this game, you should be knowing, keep everything in front of you. They're going to throw short passes. You got tackle. You got Tony Adams getting burnt one-on-one. You can't even make contact with him. He hit you with a little shimmy move and he runs past you. You know, you had...
Yeah, but John, to be fair, but going into this game, if you had to do a game preview, we talked about this. It's like running back side of backfield, like the running game, like not really worried about it as much. It was running back side of backfield. You figured Sauce can be on DK, watch the tight ends. I didn't think that Brandon Stevens would completely shit the bed and not be able to cover anybody, but you kind of knew what they were going to do. You knew what Rodgers. We saw Rodgers last year. You know what he can and can't do, right? With the kind of passing game to expect. Like none of this was a surprise. I think the biggest surprise was how bad the secondary was. And even they went after Michael Carter too.
The 3 actual passing touchdowns, like I mean, we count the Jonnu one as a touchdown. It's really a jet sweep. Yep. But the 3 actual passing touchdowns, all of them were just bites on play action. Way too aggressive. Michael Carter was on Skowronek. He bites, and then Skowronek is just free. And he's just chasing after him like 10 yards behind him in the picture. You have Brandon Stevens, who was supposed to be on Austin, jumps on bites on play action. First of all, none of you guys are even making tackles. I mean, it's nice to step up, but like, you really need to make sure that they're actually running the ball before you are freaking 5 yards away from the line of scrimmage. Stevens bites, and then obviously on the last one is the running back, and you have Sherwood who doesn't stay. Yeah. And that stuff is just killer, because it's not even like they ran the ball much. And that was something they talked about on the broadcast. Where saying, how does a team that was like middle to like the top half of the NFL in rushing suddenly have like 16 rushing yards through like a quarter and a half? They got Aaron Rodgers now. They're not going to run the ball. Their running game is substituted for short passes, and that's fine.
That's exactly right.
But if your team's not going to tackle, obviously it's going to work. Yep. And if a team steps up and make hits and tackles, then the offense doesn't work there.
No, dude. I agree with you. I was so disappointed with the defense. So disappointed because it was so many times that they were there. There were guys that should be making tackles. They're missing, taking terrible angles. And in the passing game, it was like all these blown communications. And it was like for some reason, Cisco just kept sticking to me. I'm like, what is he doing? Like this, you've got to be better than this. Again, only one game, but these are like, it's just too much, man. It's just, and Stevens, it's just like we were talking. I was talking. I guess it was to Afrin about it, and somebody else like. Aaron Glenn talk about accountability. You can't make plays to lose us games. Okay, fine. You said for one game, Stevens, the radar is going to be on him because Jet fans didn't want him to begin with. The day he was signed, the Jets organization, all of them got questioned. Be like, his tape in Baltimore is exactly what we saw today, and nothing has changed. And so you said it didn't change in training camp. It didn't change in the preseason. It didn't change week 1.
I'll tell you this on Stevens. He's not going anywhere for a bit. And I think he's one of those players where, as a coach, they're going to look at it and say, if only we can get this. And because, I mean, I think I'd love to see AZ, but like the thing with Stevens, you'd say is, he is outside of the one where he bites on the play action, right? He is there every time. He is in tight coverage.
He got beat by Calvin Austin.
I mean, he didn't even get beat on the one where he catches over him, right? I mean, that was the play action one. That was the play action one, right? My thing is this, right? I said in the chat during the game, I was saying like, how do we still have players who like every few games we just have one player who's just falling all the time. It's like we should know what cleats to wear at MetLife. There's no way as a team we don't know this. Like the team should know this. The thing I'm saying is this, right? And this was the rap on Stevens the whole time from the Ravens too. It was he's in close coverage. He never turns his head around. They just catch it on him. And we saw it from Garrett during preseason. I mean, during the training camp, we saw it once in the preseason, and then we've also now seen it in the game. And I'm saying, like, as a coach, you're going to see that and think, I can't teach many people how to cover. I can teach you how to turn your head around. And that's what I was saying. I'm not saying I think we should stick with him. I'd love to see AZ. I'm just saying from a coaching standpoint, there's some players where you see the coaches stick with, and and the fans are always like, what the hell are we doing? And I think that is one of the things, because you're going to say he's in such good coverage. If he, like, for example, the pass that Austin catches over him, if he turns his head, it's an easy pass breakup. It might be a pick, but instead he just runs freaking into his chest. I don't know what.
Yeah, the one he could have picked off, the one Aaron pass by Aaron Rodgers, he could have picked off. He fell.
Yeah, and then the elephant in the room is obviously Gibson. It's because as fans, you sit there and the team knows more than you, the coaches know more than you, and that's very true. But sometimes the fans know what they're talking about, and we sat there all offseason, and we had sat there and said, finally, Gibson is not on our team.
Yep.
And you go through the trading camp and Pritchett's popping. And the moment he muffed that one punt, I literally remember I was sitting there I was watching my brother, and he's a Giants fan. Every play I'm saying, like, every time he gets the ball on a punt or makes a catch, I'm like, thank you, Gibson's gone. And he muffs that one punt, and I was like, Gibson made this team because he was injured. Because he was injured and didn't play in the preseason, that is why he was there to mess that up. And I
think Aaron Glenn gave some kind of stat. He's like, out of 44 out of 45 opportunities in practice, he didn't fumble it.
Yeah, and freaking Pritchett muffs the punt, and he's like, he didn't muff any punts. And my other thing on top of that, even without the fumbled kickoff, I was so angry at that one punt return he had where it was just Skowronek one-on-one. There was like 30 yards of open space, and he's fair catching.
There was nobody there. There was literally, there was a guy 10 yards away jogged into the screen. Like, you call it fair catch. I'm like, and then you see a guy slowly come jogging in. Like, it was like, what?
Even then, you should trust yourself to make the catch. If it's one guy, you can make him miss potentially. It's not like there's three guys coming at you. He blows you up and it's over. And so that one was the fumble, and it was so predictable and so annoying. And I'm not gonna lie, I was sitting there in the stream thinking, same old Jets. But then we got the ball back, we scored a touchdown, and to me, that would not have happened. They bounced right back. We would have went three and out, and then we'd have gone down 2 scores.
Well, I like that Justin Fields kind of managed that drive where they did come back. Like, they came back with an attitude like, we're gonna push you around. We're gonna counter offensive line. We're not like, it was just like, all right. And you saw Garrett Wilson kind of talking to his teammates. Like, they were all like, listen, it's fine. We got plenty of time. Like, they've all bought into this, but you want to get the results. So the offense did their job. The defense didn't do theirs. That's the problem.
Yeah, I was. It actually funnily reminded me of the first year we had Saleh, and we entered the season, hoping like, Saleh's here, defense gonna be better. Yep. And then we were all watching LaFleur being like, this is so encouraging. And then Saleh and oh my gosh, I forgot our DC's name already. Ulbrich. We were just looking at them like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You guys had no clue what they should be doing. But yes.
Well, this is a great point from Mike too. It's like DJ Reed played the opposite side, and DJ Reed played at such a high level for so long, where he was like, Sauce is like the Batman and Robin kind of thing, and it's
DJ Reed. A lot of people criticized us about that, but he was tweeting mid-season basically his goodbyes to the fans. Like, he was over it. He was way there. I don't think there was anything, unless we're giving him sauce money, that DJ Reed was staying.
He wanted to go to a winning team. He wanted to get the hell out of here.
He's getting his ass waxed right now.
Is he?
The Lions are down like 2 scores right now to the Packers at least.
Let's get lost Aaron Glenn, man. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, you both coordinators. You're probably going to take a step back. I think the last thing I wanted to. Oh, shit, I forgot what it was.
How did you forget it, man?
Damn.
Forgot it. We were talking about DJ Reed.
Yes. I'm just saying on the defense. I think sooner than later we're going to see Thomas, Moore, maybe one of the Clarks. I don't know if it's going to be the other Clark.
Dean Clark got hurt, I think, didn't he?
Which one?
Dean Clark got hurt, didn't he?
Did he? Was he one of the UDFAs? He was the UDFA we paid a lot, right? And then we had Ryan Clark's son. I think sooner or later we're gonna see a Clark. And hey man, I wouldn't have told you to draft Kittle. I'm not a believer in Purdy, so I just
crazy, man. Well, it's good talking to you, man. So are you nervous about next week now, or do you feel a little bit?
No, we're gonna get blown out next week, but that's fine. Come on. After that defensive showing, do you honestly think I'm not? We're gonna get smoked next week. And and the thing is, going to next week thinking we're gonna get smoked means if we don't get smoked, I'll be feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, see, I went in today with no expectations, but I figured a close game. So we got that. We should have won this game. Next week, I'm going with absolutely no expectations because if we can't stop friggin' Aaron Rodgers in this offense and defense, come on.
Watching today's games, divisional wise, I'm thinking still 0-2 against the Bills, and then go win 3 or 4 against the other two because the other two didn't look great. Drake May, I think we're still a little too early on the hype train. He wasn't good, and the Dolphins are a mess.
Yep, I agree.
You're going to be having a new coach, probably a new quarterback next year, maybe.
Yeah, they're going to be a sinking ship quick in Miami. That's which is good for them. They deserve it. Yeah. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Good night, man. What's up, D-Rock?
What's up, bud?
How you doing, man?
I've never called in before, but this is my first time, and I just had to because I'm probably about a little younger than you, but I cannot stand us losing to these winnable games. Garrett Wilson, who we paid a lot of money, misses a big catch at the end of the game.
He got smoked,
he did, but that was still a catchable ball. Our defense looked like crap. Dude, I just can't take it anymore.
D-Rock, of all the people to blame in this game, Garrett Wilson's so far down on my list.
I know, I agree, but he's still top dollar where he should make those top dollar catches, whether he gets smokes or not. That drive would have led to a first down.
Look at Brandon Stevens makes top dollar. Brandon Stevens makes a lot of money. He was terrible.
I agree, but it wasn't just obviously. I'm not trying to blame Garrett Wilson. He got that nice touchdown. It was a mix of a little bit all the defense, offense, a little bit of play calling. So it goes around our special teams. I feel like when we scored that touchdown, then we got a penalty and missed that kick that led us to try for a 2-point conversion. I feel like we should have kicked the field goal at that point and then been up by 3. But we didn't. We went for 2 points.
Dude, the Bulls on the 1 yard. I get it. It's early in the game on the 1 yard line, and you give confidence in your offensive line. I had no problem. I didn't like the play call, but I didn't mind going for it.
I know it could go both ways, but dude, after being a Jet fan for this many years, it's like always against us. Like we always just have bad luck. And like, look, Rodgers is on the Steelers, and he beats our ass. Even though he didn't win us the game, they still won. They still have bragging rights. And you probably didn't see the post game, but he's talking all this smack about how he beat us and this and that.
I mean, he has to say that, but the reason why the reason why he's saying that, but I don't give it because Justin Fields played just as good as he did. Justin Fields played great. So to me, it's like the Jets. The goal isn't to have Rodgers here for 1 year. You're trying to find a long-term answer. Justin Fields played really good today, but in terms of the same old Jets luck, it was a ball that DK Metcalf caught where it bounced off 2 guys, bounced off Cisco, bounced off somebody else, and then fell in his hand. It's like that's when you know the shit's against you.
And not even that, but the whole Gibson thing too. And I watch your channel all the time, and we all talk about how did Pritchett not make the team, but Gibson made the team. And yet Gibson's the one that gave up that fumble that really cost us the momentum in the game. And then look what happens. They score a touchdown, and then the momentum's on their side. And we all know as Jet fans what happens.
Yeah, it's disappointing, dude. Like this is I expected a close game. I didn't expect to be this pissed off and this disappointed. Like, because you walk away like you could have won it. Now you play the Bills next week. It's like
exactly, and you're holding on by grasping your straw. Like, what can we do about Josh Allen? We all know what Josh Allen can do, but that 1-0 start would have been a lot better than 0-1. Now facing the Bills going into week 2. At least we have a home game, but that didn't help us here. I never call in, but dude, I love your channel. I love you guys, and I will be streaming and watching you all the time. I just had to throw my 2 cents in there, bro. Love you, bro.
Well, dude, so you did good. This is a great call, man. You can always call whenever you want. The last thing is,
thank you.
So do you feel encouraged going forward though? Like, are you saying like, all right, we may have the coaching staff. For me, Engstrand was very good. I thought the offensive game plan for the most part, the first game was good. Wilkes, the defense was surprising. But are you encouraged? Like, all right, you know what? Maybe next week won't be a Bills blowout. At least I feel confident in being competitive.
I do. I feel like we'll learn from our mistakes. I feel like our defense will learn, watch, obviously, what Salah said, we'll watch the tape, but I feel like they will watch the tape and they will progress from this. Might be some hiccups here and there on defense, but I think we'll play a lot better than we did this game. This game was more like a learning curve. First game of the year, there's going to be some hiccups, some dumb penalties, but I think as the year goes on, especially with Aaron Glenn, he seems like like a principal, and he really will hold accountability
100%.
against our players and will hold them accountable. God forbid they make a mistake. Like Quinton Williams made that stupid ass penalty, got us that 15-yard penalty.
Quincy Williams.
Quincy, I apologize. Yep. Quincy Williams made us gave up that big penalty. And I feel like we'll learn from that and we'll move on. But I feel like our defense will settle down a little bit going on, and we will find a way, hopefully, to settle things down and make it a good game against the Bills.
Yeah, the only concern I have is that they had the element of surprise right now. Like the Steelers had absolutely no idea what an Engstrand offense was, what Wilkes going to do on defense. Now the Bills have 1 week of tape to watch of us on offense, so we could probably you got to change things up. You always got to adjust, like that's the NFL. But the offensive line I thought played really well. They have to change their mindset a little bit though, and maybe use Brown Allen more, maybe you throw more on first down instead of second, and whatever else.
And that AVT adjustment didn't really hurt us in the long run, so I can't complain about that. But all we got to do is just keep our faith and move on. But Tyson, thank you so much for taking my call, man. I'm a first-time caller, and
great, man.
I'll continue to watch. Thank you,
later, man. All right, Eric is here, but he's not here, so I'm not sure. Eric, oh, there you are. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? Dude, long time no see. How are you doing, Tyson?
I haven't talked to you in forever.
Dude, I know, man. Dude, my daughter was born. I moved over near Tokyo.
Congratulations.
Dude, appreciate it, man. Dude, it's the first time I've actually got like a decent amount of sleep now that she's a little bit older. So yeah.
How old is she now?
She's a little over 2 months old. Yeah.
Wow,
so
good for you. And you moved too?
Yeah, pretty much. So my family, they're actually staying back to where I was last stationed at, just because my son, my middle child, he has autism, so we kind of keep him with his doctor and stuff like that. So the wife is chilling with the kids, so she's a little stressed out. But I'm kind of just doing like the single thing for now, and then I'm gonna head back down there probably after 2 more years. So yeah,
nice.
And then I got 3 years left, and then I officially clock in my time card with the military. So yeah.
How many years have you served so far?
Almost 15 years.
Good for you, man. Thank you for your service. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, appreciate it, dude. Freaking, how have you been, man? It's been a long time.
So wait, what time is it in Tokyo right now?
It's almost 7 in the morning. Yeah, I actually got to go to work in like 30 minutes. So
no,
I have
7 in the morning.
Call, so.
You're 13 hours ahead of us,
dude. I had to wake up at 2 in the morning to watch this fucking loss, man.
Wait, you're already on Monday then, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's wild, dude.
I know, right?
That's crazy as hell right now.
I know, dude. Dude, the game was sad that we lost.
How do you watch the game? How do you watch the game?
I had to download fucking some app called DAZN or some shit like that, because usually I would go into work, but I'm like, I'm not driving fucking 15 minutes to go sit in like a patient lobby room with the TV, especially after a loss. I'd rather just be at home. So I woke up early and fucking watched it. So that's what I had to do.
Up early. You had to be up like what, 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, man. I took a quick nap and I was like, let me at least see if we can win this game. And yeah, a little sad that we lost, but it was competitive at least.
So were you encouraged or were you sad?
Yeah, the offense definitely looked good. I was not expecting over 30 points. Honestly, when the fuck have we had that? That's insane, actually. Yep.
They scored on 4 straight drives, which is remarkable.
I know, dude. Fucking the Gibson fumble, and then we got a touchdown right afterwards. That was like really good. Because, bro, when the fuck did we ever do that shit, man? Like before, ever.
Usually they mailed in. Once the Steelers went ahead, I'm like, oh, that's it. We're gonna get blown out of the building now.
Dude,
they marched right back down the field and scored again. That was impressive.
It was like after they got that turnover, I was like, oh man, dude, like, and this is another reason why I fucking hate the Steelers, dude. But like, I was like, man, like we might lose this shit, and then we get the touchdown and we take the lead again, and it's like, oh shit, we might win this, and this is what's gonna worry me about that next game is now that they have the tape, they know exactly where our weaknesses are, so they're gonna target that, and Allen is gonna pick apart Stevens and our 100%. Secondary outside of Sauce, so. They got to make adjustments. If not, fucking put some other players and let them play. Especially if we're kind of expected to have, 5-6 wins. Like, fucking let the rookies play. What else do we have to lose, honestly? As long as we can keep the games competitive, which I hate saying that because we still lose, at least it's not like we give up. Like, you
got to learn how to win, though.
Like we were still in the fight,
You give them credit for being competitive, but you got to learn how to win, though. You got to win. Yeah. You got to stop winning these games, not blowing games in the fourth quarter, securing them in the fourth quarter. So I give them credit, man. They look prepared. They went toe-to-toe to them. I thought they should have won the game. They beat themselves, but how many times we said that too. So it's like you got to find a way you got to turn this around.
Crucial turnovers we could have got. Stevens dropping an interception, Michael Carter dropping an interception too, the Gibson turnover, the 15-yard penalty from Quincy. Yep. Like it was kind of funny when we actually had like a 15-yard penalty that they swung back on the Steelers. Remember that shit?
The Garrett Wilson play, yeah.
I was like, dude, we might actually win this shit. When the fuck do we ever get calls for us?
But when they had that ball that bobbled like 4 different ways, and he might have caught it. I'm like, well, there it is. That's the bad luck that we had.
That was like some clown world shit. I was like, of course it happens to us. So
that's so true.
Hopefully. Now, this is the one thing I was actually really refreshed. It was even though we lost, this was the first time I've ever seen a head coach fucking sound pissed at a fucking at a post game conference. Like, dude, he was like snappy, and then once he didn't like a question, he's like, next question. Immediately wasn't even.
But he was in the game. He got pissed too. Like when Isaiah Oliver was pushing a guy around, he ran down like he was booking down the sideline. Like he's very animated. He's very active with his team. They know where he stands on every play, and I respect him. But you saw Engstrom was the same way too. Engstrom was cursing on the sidelines. You saw Banjo. It's a very hands-on, detail-oriented team, which is good.
Dude, our coaches have a fire up their ass, and it's like the players are buying in. So it's like we have a lot of players that I hope we get fucking rid of so we can help build up, because like we still have like a shit ton of dead money that we have to get rid of and everything. Yep. So hopefully, if this year doesn't really pan out to where we get like a winning record or like a fringe like wild card playoff berth or something like that, at least like hopefully next year when we have more money, we can actually get the needs that we have, because receivers, we need big time help. Definitely.
And that's the goal. This year is identifying what you have, hopefully finding ways to win, maybe having an answer at quarterback and Fields, and then next year you add more pieces to the puzzle. But if it's not Fields, at least you have your offense in place with your playmakers, and you keep adding it up. So it's Valen, you ain't kidding, man. But that's the goal is you want to identify a lot of things. Do you have the quarterback? Do you have the coach? Do you have the right staff? You kind of feel good about that. Then it's like, okay, next year you add to that. But they got a lot to prove, man. Like I love that Aaron Glenn said there's no moral victories, because Saleh would always be like, well, that's a really good team over there. And no. We lost. A loss is a loss. Yeah, but own it. Like we lost this game. That's what we did. So we have to build off that. So
I like Fields, man. Dude, Fields look good, honestly. He played just as good as Rod. Honestly, like I wasn't even really that impressed by the Steelers personally. Like, like Aaron Rodgers got like 4 touchdowns, but like we were holding our own really well, honestly. It was just the crucial penalties. Like before we would get like a fuck ton of penalties. We didn't get as much as like we're used to, but man, they really like hit us hard. It really jeopardized like what we had, because we had momentum, and then we didn't have Quinnen on that fucking drive that they got the touchdown. Yeah, man. So I thought either he got pulled out, but I was reading comments and they were like, oh, maybe he's tired or he got injured a little bit. So
no, he wasn't injured, because even JJ Watt questioned that, because they were marching down the field. They're like, oh, Quinnen's not in the game. And then I think it was going into the fourth quarter, they changed it, and then he was in on like the 10-yard line. I'm like, well, how about not getting down to the 10-yard line first before he's in the game,
Especially with how close that game was. I was like, I want all my heavy hitters like out there. Like,
especially, and that's the one thing, like it bothers me, is because that's a momentum thing right there. Yeah. That's like you have the big lead, keep the big lead, so you get the ball back and put the game away. Don't concede a little bit. And that kind of like, maybe Quentin was gassed. I don't think so, but that's the thing. And Saleh used to always do that. He wouldn't give a shit what part of the game it was. Like, nope, platoon everybody out. So maybe Glenn learns from that. I don't know.
Let's see. Like, no expectations, but I personally, maybe I'm like on the unpopular take, but like I actually think we might actually have like a decently competitive game with the Bills. Not necessarily saying that we're gonna win, but if we can actually clean it up and make adjustments, I think we could still kind of hang in there with the Bills. But they're still a good team, so like likelihood of us losing probably pretty high. But as long as we can kind of keep it close, like cool, we walk away with a win, 1-1. And the Dolphins, it's nice to see them fucking just completely break apart. It's
well, week one's always the wackiest one of the year, because you have nowhere. There's always like upsets, surprises, and everything else. And then by week 4 or 5, everybody starts averaging out to what they really are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so for sure.
Well, dude, it's so good talking to you. It feels like it's been forever.
I know, man. Busy. I'll probably call in a little bit more.
There. It still blows my mind. It's Monday morning there now.
Dude, you should be used to it. It's been like 2 years of me calling in. So, yeah, I'm always in the future. So, yeah.
Well, dude, thanks for calling, man. I appreciate it.
All right, you too, man. Take care. Take care, everybody. Love you guys.
Well, thank you guys for joining me, man. This is kind of my first one doing this post-game thing. So if you guys like it, let me know. Hopefully you did. I'll probably do this every week at like probably a half hour, 45 minutes after the game. So if you think we should keep doing these, we'll keep doing them. Any other comments? Please, I love to beat Buffalo, man. Why are you heated, man? So thank you guys for joining. Definitely appreciate it. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, and then 7 o'clock on Tuesday on Egan's channel. And we'll talk to you guys later.
J-E-T-S,